We back with another episode, man. It's a long time coming, long time in the making, but I'm grateful to be able to, get back on this platform and do something that God has called me to do. Uh, I hope, I hope going forward we can stay more consistent. I know we'll stay more consistent, but definitely one of my prayers is to stay more consistent because it's something that God calls me to do, man. You know, This is something that I believe we didn't have in my era of growing up. Somewhere we could go look, find some wisdom, listen to some wisdom, some advice, and see that we're not the only ones that's going through certain things and how they made it out or how they overcame certain things. So that's one thing that I hope that we can do, being consistent, because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. It's bigger than my generation. It's something that we can pass down to generation after generation over the things that we learned and over the things that we've been through. So hopefully we keep the ball rolling, man. We do have at least, I will tell y'all on this episode by myself, we do have at least 2 to 3 more episodes already locked in. So definitely gonna be booked and busy for the next few weeks. Um, so yeah, man. So this episode is just I wanted to do something different. I did plan on doing it the last time by myself at one point, but since I took some time off and I'm starting it over or restarting it, um, I wanted to do this first episode back by myself. Nothing long, excuse me, nothing long, but it'll be a few questions, like 5 questions for myself, and just good conversation. But we here, man. We here. We here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So let's just get into the questions. Let's see what we got. I have read the questions, but who knows? You know what's crazy? I'll tell you something too. The devil been mad because it's my third time trying to do this episode by myself. The first time around, where I had a different mindset, different things was going on, I could do it, and I was dropping them. It's my third time. The first time, the audio didn't pick up. The second time, the audio was and the visual quality was messed up. Then the third time, I was just within myself, like, man, I'm just throwing something together. So, and even now, I feel a little, to be transparent, like I feel a little hesitant to do it, but, you know, obedience, obedience, trying to be obedient. And I'm actually happy that I'm doing it, but, it's kind of like that the gym situation. Like, you don't want to go to the gym, but once you get in the gym, you already there. You got to do something. And then what happens? And you build some muscle. You got your for me. I go to the gym. You do get a little sweat in. I ain't trying to be nobody's. You know, but you go in there and you're there, so you might as well do something. So let's jump right into these questions. Uh, so this episode, lift your brother up. The first question is, how has your relationship with God changed the way you view life and the man you're becoming? Sheesh. I think I would say my relationship, how has it changed my view of life? It makes me look at situations different. It makes me look at situations different. It makes you think before you act. My relationship with God makes me think before I act, but also my relationship with God comes with that conviction. So a lot of things that go on in this world, I try not to let it bother me to a certain extent, because when you got that conviction, man, conviction ain't negative. Conviction is to make sure you're on track. So I definitely think that's one way where how it changed my view on life because we get so caught up on what we see on social media and what's going on in the world that we forget that he is the head of our lives. He's the reason why we can do what we do, live how we live, have what we have, even think the way we think. So I think that's definitely how my relationship changed the way that I view life. I definitely view life so different now. Some things don't bother me as much, um, and it makes it's more so my relationship with him also too. And I think this is the biggest one is like I'm so appreciative. I was driving. It's crazy because I was driving today, or I think I was driving, and I'm just so grateful because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have anything. And sometimes we get caught up on the big things that we don't have that we forget about what we think is the little things that we do have. And like they say in the Bible, you be grateful over a few things, you be rule over many. So I'm grateful for the little things, and I try to maintain the blessings that I do have, so I can be blessed with more. So and then and the man that I'm becoming, man, that's tough. When I think about the man I'm becoming, growing up, you hear people, siblings, family, friends, whoever, um, they always say they're proud of you and the man that you're becoming and what you when you accomplish something. But in the moment, you really don't even. I'll speak for me. In the moment, you really don't even see it. You just see, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. I am happy that I accomplished whatever goal it is, but you know, I'm just grateful that I could do it. But I see it so different now because the man that I'm trying to become, I don't know when I'll achieve that goal. Whenever I achieve that goal, hopefully I'm here to see it. But I think my relationship with God changed the man that I'm becoming because I was down, just like any of us, I was down a road where he wasn't the foundation. I was trying to lean on my own understanding. I was doing some things I had no business doing, places I ain't had no places being, and just I was trying to play him. I would, I would wholeheartedly say that before my relationship with God, I was trying to be God, and that was the worst mistake I could have ever done. But you wasn't. Oh, I'm a God. You just was. You just be trying to fix everything. When something go wrong, you want to fix it, or not even trying to fix it. You just want to have the final say so. You want to have the final say so, or you know, if you say it is gold, or if you do it as gold. But I remember I was raised on, hey, you tell God your plan, he gonna laugh at you. Especially if you try to play him. It can only be one God. I ain't knocking no other religions, but it's only one God. That's Jesus himself. So definitely my relationship changed the man I'm becoming. And I'm on a different walk now. I ain't saying I'm perfect. I ain't saying I make all the right decisions. I ain't saying sometimes I don't hear the whole thing of what God is trying to tell me because I slip up and fall just like the next person. I make mistakes day in and day out, week in and week out. They go that conviction though. That's the difference between before and now. That conviction hit you. So I definitely think that's part of it, of the man that I'm becoming, dealing with my relationship with God. I'm just spiritually aware now, spiritually aware of some things, spiritually aware of some attacks, spiritually aware of where I can go, what I can do, who I can be around, and also spiritually aware to hear him when he tells me to do something or not do something. This podcast, like he's been telling me the whole few years I haven't been doing it. It's time to go, son. It's time to go, son. And I've been disobedient. I understand, but it's time to go. And I've been disobedient. But with this walk right now, my obedience will be better than my sacrifice. And it's not like this is something I don't want to do. You just been sitting somewhere for so long, you either knowingly or unknowingly get complacent, and that's what ultimately ended up happening. So yeah. But for the next question, it's question number two. What mistakes have you made that taught you one of the biggest lessons in life? What's a mistake I made that taught me the biggest lesson of my life? Ooh, that's a good one. Because I done made a whole bunch of mistakes, guys. I don't know which one the worst one. Because I done made a whole bunch of mistakes. Um, I would say, I would say thinking I knew it all. That was one of my biggest mistakes. That was one of my biggest mistakes till this day. Thinking I knew it all when I didn't. There's no way you know it all at 20 some years old. There's no way you know it all at 30 some years old. But that's one of my biggest mistakes that I can honestly say it taught me a life lesson. And that's what most of us, we think we know it all and try to blame everybody else, but we gotta see the part that we played. You thought you knew it all. And as soon as you thought you knew it all, this world showed you different. Life showed you different. You know, some people say life be life, and it do. But some of us bring it on ourselves because we think we know it all. Gotta seek God, build that relationship. Some of these situations we wouldn't be in. If I always say, if I knew then what I knew now, man, I would have chose God a long time ago. And see, it's not like I didn't. Of course, I was raised in church and stuff, but I was going off of, oh, my mom's a pastor, my mom preaches, until life started life, and a grown man pulled my coattail. That's what started my journey, praying, reading, getting to it. So I definitely think that's my biggest mistake is thinking I knew it all at a young age, thinking I had all the answers, thinking I can do whatever I want, however I want. I was uh I was sadly humbled. Till this day, still getting humbled, but that was definitely a great life lesson. For the third question, I told y'all, man, it's not gonna be long. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick because if y'all know me, I'm a talker, but I'm an introvert, so I don't do too much solo dolo. But the next episodes, we go pull some questions and some answers about the next participants that hop on the podcast, man. I promise. I promise. This gonna be good conversation. It's gonna be transparency. And hopefully soon or down the line we get some healing from somebody, man. Or we all get healing. This is something that I want to do that's therapeutic. So, but for the third question, what fear, habit, or mindset have you had to fight to become a better man? Hey man, who wrote these questions? That's crazy. That's crazy. Um, if you know me, you know me. So the first question, I can't do this podcast and not be myself. First question, I don't fear nothing. I fear God. Other than that, I don't ain't no fear. But a habit I had to fight to become a better man is that's a good one. Being stuck in my ways, stubborn. I'm still stuck in my ways somehow. I mean, in some areas, but that was a big habit that I had, being stubborn and stuck in my ways. Like you gotta let some of that stuff go to be a better man, especially if you are a husband or a father. And even with those habits, it's like your past life. You gotta let them things go. If you those are part of your past life. If you want to be a better man, you gotta let a whole bunch of habits and ways of thinking. You gotta let them go. So I would say that definitely being stuck in my ways, being stubborn, um, and to be real, a habit that I had was just getting angry at everything. I was mad at the world, and this maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I was just mad at the world. I needed a reason to be. I needed a reason to get mad, or needed a reason to lash out, show I'm the big bad wolf, and that was uncalled for, unnecessary, and unhealthy, to be honest. So, a mindset that I had to fight to become a better man. I can fix everything. That was definitely a mindset that I had to change. Is thinking I could fix everything. Thinking I could fix everything. I could be everywhere at once. Absolutely not. You got to come to terms with there's only so much you can do in this lifetime or at once, and you can't be everywhere doing everything. Everybody got issues, problems, whatever they're going through. If you can't help, if you're not there in the moment to help, or if you ain't got it to help, well, it's nothing more you can do. But I say now, like, my prayer is worth more than my presence, money, my time, anything. My prayers can reach further than all of that can. So I'll be quick to say a prayer in a time of need, or in a time where somebody needs me to help. Um, and for the fourth question, we're moving on. We almost done. We only got like one more question. Oh, for the fourth question, if someone watched my life instead of listening to my words, would they say, what would they learn about me? If someone watched my life instead of listening to my words, what would they learn about me? If they watch my life instead of listening to my words, they would say that I'm introverted. They would say I'm introverted. They would say I'm mean. They would say I'm angry. They would say I don't like nobody. They would say everything that like introverts do. Like, that man must live under a rock, because he's stale at times. But on the other end, that's if you don't know me. But if you know me, I think you would say, oh, they would still say I'm mean, because I run a tight ship at times. But they definitely would say he to know him is to love him. Uh, he don't really he the same person every day. If he's far left, something has to be going on up here. Something has to be going on up here or in here, because I wake up the same person every day. I have changed over time, learning. Life is a learning experience, but I really wake up the same person every day, goofy, playing, making jokes, you know. I'm a husband, father, son, brother. However, I wake up the same person every day, and the issues of yesterday just does not affect my today. Even if it's lingering to today, I try my best not to let it bother me. So they definitely will say he the same person every day, unless something going on. Even if something going on, that's one thing too. Like, if something going on with me, I doubt anyone would know, because once you say that prayer, let it go. You gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. And one thing that I always tell myself is to encourage myself during certain times. It won't always look like this. It won't look like this. It may not look like this tomorrow. It may not look like this next week, next month. I always tell myself it's not gonna always look like this. So yeah. Well, if you listen to my words, you're just gonna get a joke, to be honest. Unless it's Thursday and we on Bible study, you're still gonna get a joke, but you're gonna get God too. So, so we about to wrap it up, man. We got the last question, and this last question will be in every episode, no matter what, because we're gonna go through the episodes, talk, get some encouragement, get some wisdom, get some advice, however, whatever it takes during that episode. But we're always gonna wrap the episode up with like, what advice could you give a brother to lift him up? So the question that I have is, and it may be phrased different or it may be written different, but it'll always be this type of question. So, what advice to lift a brother up? What's one lesson, piece of wisdom, or encouragement that you want every brother listening to carry with him? It's a good question. Uh, One lesson: don't be too good for. Yeah, don't be too good for change, man. Don't be too good for change, or don't be too prideful. I struggle with pride, so don't be too prideful. Don't make the same prideful mistakes that I made or make at times. A piece of wisdom: get a relationship with God for yourself, not because mama was a pastor, not because grandma prayed for you, not because daddy gave you a Bible and told you to read it. It was his for 40 years. No, get a relationship with God for yourself. And encouragement that is, it's all going to be all right. There's nothing you go through in this life that someone hasn't seen, someone hasn't done. Trust me, it's no amount of struggle, battle, hurt, pain, negativity. There's no amount of any of that God can't fix, heal, turn around, make make the sun start shining. Trust me. And just like that, man. You know, this was a blessing. This was a blessing. I hope y'all took something from it. I hope y'all keep watching. The episode's gonna get better and better and better each episode. Stick with us. I know we took some time off from me to y'all. I apologize, but I thank y'all for the ones who will be watching and have watched this episode. So until the next episode, be blessed and lift your brother up.
The water didn't wake you, and that cross couldn't break you. Yeah, the darkness couldn't take you.